Hi everyone. So today I will be solving few questions from the circle chapter where there will be application of the two theorems of the circle chapter which I have shown the proofs of which two theorems I have shown you in my last video. So the first theorem was that is the tangent to a circle at any point to the circle is perpendicular to the radius to the point of contact. That is, if you had a circle and you consider any tangent, then this was the point of contact, then this tangent would be perpendicular to the radius through this point of contact. This is the center. So this was the first theorem, and the second theorem was that is to a circle, if I draw tangents to this circle from an external point say P, then you know a pair of tangents can be drawn. These are the point of contacts. So the length of tangents, which is this is the length of tangent, that is the distance between the external point and the point of contact. So this is one length of tangent, another length of tangent. So these two were equal. That was the theorem 2. So this was theorem 1 and this is theorem 2. This is for your recapitulation. So now we will be going to show you the application of these two theorems by solving few questions. Okay. So the first question that I have taken, two concentric circles are of radii 5 centimeter and 2 centimeter. Okay. Find length of the chord of the larger circle which touches the smaller circle. So this is the question. So let us solve it and let me see how we are applying these two theorems. Okay, let me draw it here. So let me first draw the two concentric circles, that we will be doing first. Two concentric circles, you know, means circles with the same center. Circles with same center are known as concentric circles, you know this. So these are the two concentric circles whose radii are given 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter. Okay, okay, fine. Now what you have to find, the length of the chord of the larger circle, that is the larger chord which will touch the smaller circle. So let us draw any chord which is touching the smaller circle. So let this be the chord, say let AB be the chord of the larger circle which is touching the smaller circle at the point say P. Okay, fine. Then what we have to do, we have to find the length of AB. This is the question, that is to find the length of the chord AB. This is the question, I think. So now here we will be applying these two theorems. So first we will apply the first theorem, that is tangent is perpendicular to the radius to the point of contact. So AB is the tangent. So this will be, AB will be perpendicular to the radius through this point of contact P. So let me join P with the center O to get the radius. So by this first theorem, this OP will be perpendicular to AB. This is applying the first theorem. Okay, fine. So now next we will be applying a theorem that you have learnt in 9th class. What was that? That is a perpendicular from a center bisects the chord. So you see the OP is now perpendicular to the chord AB. So obviously this OP will bisect the chord AB. That means AP will become equal to PB by that theorem. The perpendicular from center bisects a chord. So now what we can do now? So we will be joining OB. Okay, we have joined OB. So that I have got a right triangle OPB, so I can apply Pythagoras theorem. As you know, OP is the radius of the smaller circle and by question it is 3 centimeter. So OP is your 3 centimeter. And radius of the larger circle is 5 centimeter. So OB will be 5 centimeter. So obviously we can find out PB by Pythagoras theorem. So and you know 3, 4, 5 is Pythagorean triplet. So PB will be 4 centimeter and since PB is half of AB, so AB will be twice of 4, that is 8 centimeter. In this way get the answer. So how will you write the thing? So first step that I have to write is that you will write first step will be OP is perpendicular to AB, and by support of this logic you have to write the first theorem, that is tangent to a circle, tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact, through the point of contact. You have to write the whole theorem in support for each step. In geometry it is necessary. After that we will be using the other theorem, this perpendicular. Therefore AP is equal to PB is equal to half of AB. Now in support of this we write, since perpendicular from center bisects a chord, perpendicular from center to the chord bisects, actually should be perpendicular from center to a chord. You better write perpendicular from center to a chord bisects the chord. That is our reasoning in support of the steps. After that I write, therefore in right triangle OPB, because of this we will have OP square plus PB square is equal to OB square, bracket, right, by Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Fine. Then simply put the values. OP is your 3 centimeter, 3 square. PB we have to find out, and OB is 5 square. OB is your radius of the bigger circle. Therefore, by simplifying I will find PB is equal to 4, because that you know 25 minus 9 is 16. So, 16 square root of 16 is 4. So, I got PB to be 4. I have not shown you the intermediate steps. Therefore, I have to find AB. No, so what is AB? AB is twice of PB. Therefore, AB is equal to twice of PB, that is 2 into 4, that is 8 centimeter. That is the answer, 8 centimeter. So, I have solved this. I have shown you how to write systematically. Geometrical questions should be written in this way. To each step, you must support your you must give the logic of, to support your steps. So, in this way, in very systematic way, you have to write. Okay. So, okay. Let us move to the next question. Next question that I have taken is a very important question. A quadrilateral ABCD is drawn to circumscribe a circle like this. So, ABCD is the quadrilateral. It has circumscribed a circle, means the sides of the quadrilaterals are touching the circle. That is the meaning of circumscribing. Prove that AB plus CD, that means AB plus CD is equal to AD plus BC. That means sum of the opposite sides of the quadrilateral are equal. That is the result. Okay. So, very important result. So, whenever a quadrilateral circumscribes a circle, the sum of the opposite sides of the quadrilateral are equal. So, how will you prove this? Now, you see the sides of the quadrilateral are tangents to the circle. So, there are 4 tangents, 4 sides are 4 tangents to the circle, and the point of contacts are shown as P, Q, R, S. Okay, fine. So, and we can consider the vertices of the quadrilateral A, B, C, D as the external point from which tangents are drawn to the circle. In this way, we can visualize. Okay. So, whenever there is tangents from external point to a circle, the second theorem of the circle chapter will come in your mind, that is the length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So, we will be using that theorem. So, by that theorem what we can say, when we consider A to be the external point, then AP is the length of tangent, AS is also length of tangent. So AP will be equal to AS. So we can write since lengths of tangents, these are actually solutions. Length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Therefore, for point A I can write, for point A, for let me write in this way. For point A, the length of tangents are AP is equal to AS. Mark it as equation 1. So for point B, when B is the external point, then BP will be equal to BQ. This was equal to this will be equal to this. BP is equal to BQ. Second equation. Similarly, for the third point C, I can write external point. So this is equal to this. CQ is equal to CR. Yeah, let me write here. CQ is equal to CR. The third equation. And lastly, for point D, this dr is equal to ds. dr is equal to ds. So I got 4 equations by applying this theorem. Okay. So now we have to make use of these 4 equations to get the result. So let me start with the left hand side. Okay. So the left hand side is your AB plus CD. Okay. Now AB can be split, because you see AB can be written as AP plus PB. So I will be writing in this way, AP plus PB. This is your AB is this. Then plus CD. Similarly, CD can be written how? CD CR plus DR. CR plus DR. Okay. So we have expressed ABCD in this form. After that, we will be applying these 4 equations. So in AP can be replaced by AS by equation 1. So AP is AS. So I can write in the next step, I can write in place of AP I am writing AS by using 1. Then PB can be replaced. This is your PB means BP, BQ. So BQ. So I have applied equation 2, 1, 2 applied. Now CR can be replaced by equation 3. CR is equal to CQ. So I write CQ. And lastly, dr can be replaced by equation 4, dr is ds. Okay, this is I have written right using equation 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have changed. Okay, so we have changed this, all these terms by using these equations. Now I have to group them looking at the diagram. You see, which I should group, you see BQ plus CQ, this I can group. BQ plus CQ is nothing but BC. So from this I will be getting BC. This will give us BC. And if I group AS and DS, AS and DS is your AD. So in the next step I can write in this way, AS plus DS, I group them in this way, AS plus DS, these two I have grouped, plus BQ plus CQ, right, in this way. So last step, AS plus DS your AD and this is your BC. So this is your nothing but the right hand side, RHS, hence proved. So this left hand side is equal to right hand side, hence proved. So in this way very easily we can prove the result, which is a very important result. Okay. So the writing I have shown you how to write. Okay. Okay. Now I am extending a part of the question, that is prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. That means in the previous question I proved that the quadrilateral when a quadrilateral circumscribes a circle, the sum of the opposite sides are equal. That we have proved already. Now I have to prove that when this quadrilateral which is circumscribing the circle is a parallelogram, then this parallelogram has to be a rhombus. That means, you know, in parallelogram the opposite sides are equal, whereas in rhombus all the sides are equal. That means, you know, that is, there is a parallelogram when opposite sides are equal, but when the adjacent, if the adjacent sides are equal, that is if this is equal to this, then what happens, the parallelogram becomes a rhombus. That we know, because all the sides of a rhombus are equal. That means, so this rhombus is a special parallelogram where the adjacent sides are equal. In a parallel, opposite sides are equal, but when adjacent sides are equal, then it has to be a rhombus. So in that, so here we have to show that ABCD is a rhombus. This we have to prove. So that means, let me write the question in this way now. Given ABCD is a parallelogram, that means, that is, the opposite sides are equal and parallel. So AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. These are given. Okay, these are given to us, and to prove ABCD is a rhombus. ABCD is a rhombus. That is, to prove AB is equal to BC. AB is equal to BC. This is sufficient to prove any two adjacent sides are equal, because if AB is BC, and since BC is equal to AD, obviously this will equal to AD, and since okay, and then AB is equal to CD, so all the sides will be equal. So this is sufficient to prove this. So now in proving this question, first of all, we have to prove that this one, that sum of the opposite sides are equal, like that I have shown you. So we start from this. So we write first, we first prove this one, AB plus CD is equal to AD plus BC, the way I have proved just now. So now I will be applying this, say this is say equation 1 and say this is say equation 2. So what will you be doing? I have to prove no AB is equal to BC, so I change CD by AB. So I can write AB plus, this is also AB by equation 1, and this AD is equal to BC, so in place of AD I write BC plus BC. So I write here using equation 1 and 2 which were given to us. So it is now proved only. So twice of AB is twice of BC. So AB is equal to BC, or we can write one more step, BC is equal to AD is equal to AD, and BC is AD, and AB is equal to CD, so is equal to CD. So all the sides are equal, therefore it is a rhombus. Therefore ABCD is a rhombus, hence proved. So it was an extension of the previous problem. So if in exam, if you have to, if this question is given, first of all you have to solve this one, that we have to prove this one, then we can proceed in this way. Okay. So here I have shown you application of both the theorems. So we will do more problems in my next video. We will be solving some more special problems. Okay. So that's all for today. Bye.